By noon, Karen's phone had transformed from a tool of neighborhood dominance into an instrument of her undoing. The notifications came in waves, thousands of them. Her perfectly manicured fingers trembled as she scrolled through comment after comment. Heartless. Disgusting. Someone find this woman's address. The video had exploded across every platform. #CallKaren was trending. News outlets were calling. Her email inbox showed 847 unread messages, and her doorbell hadn't stopped ringing since 10 a.m. Karen's first instinct was to double down. She posted on the Willowbrook Estates Facebook page, "I will not be bullied by internet trolls. Rules exist for a reason, and military service doesn't grant special privileges to violate community standards." The backlash was immediate and devastating. Local news trucks arrived by 2 p.m. Karen, convinced she could control the narrative, agreed to an interview. "I'm being painted as a villain for doing my job," she told Channel 7's reporter, her voice shaking with indignation. "These people don't understand how hard it is to maintain property values." But the reporter had done their homework. "Mrs. Whitmore, public records show your own backyard fence exceeds height regulations by 6 inches. How do you explain that?" Karen's face flushed crimson. That's different. It's not visible from the street." The interview aired at 6 p.m. By 7 p.m., aerial drone footage of Karen's oversized fence was circulating online. Her hypocrisy was now documented in 4K resolution. Then came the silent treatment that truly broke her. The next morning, Karen emerged to find her newspaper missing. Her usual coffee shop barista, a veteran herself, simply looked through Karen as if she didn't exist. At the grocery store, cashiers processed her items without making eye contact. The florist where she'd ordered arrangements for 15 years told her they were temporarily out of everything. The neighborhood fell eerily quiet around her. No one answered her calls. Her HOA board members resigned via email. Even her sister in Portland stopped returning messages. But the cruelest blow came from an unexpected source. Dr. Peterson, her family physician for 12 years, called personally. "Karen, I'm referring you to another practice. Several of my staff are military families, and maintaining a professional relationship has become difficult." By week's end, Karen found herself truly alone for the first time in her 53 years. The woman who'd controlled every aspect of neighborhood life couldn't control anything anymore. Standing in her immaculate living room, Karen stared at the Torres house across the street. A yellow ribbon banner now hung in their window alongside dozens of supportive messages from neighbors. Sarah Torres was surrounded by helping hands, the same neighbors who now treated Karen like a ghost. Karen's phone buzzed one final time. A text from an unknown number. "The lawnmower is in your garage. His daughter shouldn't have to see tall grass when her daddy comes home." A concerned neighbor. For the first time in years, Karen Whitmore was forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. She'd become the very thing she'd spent years trying to eliminate from her perfect neighborhood. But as she stood there, something flickered in her eyes. Not quite remorse, not quite understanding, but perhaps the beginning of both. The question remained, was it too late for Karen to change, or would her pride keep her isolated in her perfect, empty kingdom forever? Karen Whitmore stood in her pristine driveway at 6:47 a.m., hair in curlers, wielding her phone like a weapon as she filmed the house across the street. "This is absolutely unacceptable," she shrieked into the camera. "The grass is exactly 3¾ inches high, a full quarter-inch violation of Willowbrook Estates' HOA regulations." What Karen didn't notice was Staff Sergeant Michael Torres, quietly loading his truck for another deployment, his 8-year-old daughter Emma watching from their window with tears streaming down her face. The military family had moved in 3 months ago, hoping for peace after Mike's third tour overseas. The second shock came at 7:15 a.m. when Karen marched directly to Mike's front door, clipboard in hand, completely oblivious to the "Daddy's Deployment Day" banner Emma had hung inside their window. She pounded on the door with the authority of someone who'd never faced real problems. Mike answered in his ACU's, duffel bag visible behind him. His wife Sarah appeared, red-eyed, clutching Emma. "Sir, I'm Karen Whitmore. HOA president, she announced, thrusting a citation forward. Your lawn is in violation, and I'm issuing a $200 fine, escalating to $50 daily until corrected. The third moment that would later break the internet came when Emma, unable to contain her anguish, burst through the doorway. Please don't take Daddy away today. He has to fix the grass, but he's leaving us again. Mike's jaw tightened, Sarah's face crumpled, and Karen. She adjusted her reeling glasses and tapped her pen impatiently. Deployment or not, rules are rules, Karen declared. I run a tight neighborhood. The Torres family has 48 hours. Mike placed a protective hand on Emma's shoulder. Ma'am, I respect your position, but I'm leaving for Afghanistan in 2 hours. My wife just had surgery last week. Not my problem. Karen interrupted, turning on her heel. HOA bylaws don't recognize military exemptions. What Karen failed to notice was Mrs. Henderson, from next door, recording everything from her garden, her grandson, a Marine veteran, visiting for breakfast. She also missed the subtle nod Mike gave to his neighbor, Jim Patterson, a retired Army colonel who'd been quietly observing the entire exchange. As Karen strutted back to her house, already drafting her next violation notice, she remained blissfully unaware that Mrs. Henderson's video was already uploading to her grandson's TikTok account with the caption, HOA Karen harasses military family on deployment day. Within hours, Karen's morning power trip would spiral into something she never saw coming. Her phone buzzed with notifications she assumed were fellow HOA supporters. Instead, the first comment she read made her blood run cold. We see you, Karen. The internet remembers. But Karen Whitmore wasn't one to back down from a fight, even when she didn't realize she'd just picked one with the entire online world.